What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to a new episode of The Dev and the Bear. Now sit your bitch ass down. Let us go ahead and spill in your ear a little bit about this fresh ass new episode, along with this new champion we got in the UFC, Leon fucking Rocky Edwards.
Whoa.
Do we want to restart that?
No, that's fine.
Okay, it's different. Sorry everybody. I just want to try something different.
Just a little hyped up.
Yeah, dude. Of course. I mean, what else should we be hyped up about? There's a lot to be hyped up about. We have a new face in the welterweight division as the new king,
Rocky,
Mr. Leon Rocky Edwards. But there's a lot to talk about with that. And but before we get into that, the one fight that we do want to cover real quick is the Luke Rockhold's retirement fight against Paulo Costa. And man, I enjoyed this fight. I enjoyed everything about it. I enjoyed the energy that it brought. I enjoyed the animosity that these two guys had towards each other.
I didn't enjoy the animosity you showed me when I didn't agree that it was a great fight.
Hey, dude, I thought it was a great fight.
Angry with me.
Like when we had talked about it, and you're like, it's just sloppy. I'm like, dude, like I don't care. It's so much fun. Like, I don't know. For me, it's just like when it comes to like I'm such a big fan of this sport that like I don't mind the sloppiness or the grittiness of a fight sometimes, you know?
I don't mind it. It's just when you talk about it afterwards, I don't know. I'm just picky when it comes to words.
Yeah.
Like use the right words. I don't think great is the word for that. Fun, it's a fantastic fight in terms of like excitement and like It was crazy. I wish they weren't so dead tired by the freaking second round.
This animosity right here. So yeah, some funny meme. I don't know, man. The memes came out with this, but I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, that was pretty much it. It was a good fight. It was fun. It was exciting. I think Luke Rockhold showed it to everybody that he can withstand more than a heavy head kick from Bisping and a very heavy left hook from Blachowicz, since everyone thinks that getting knocked out by those shots gives you a granite chin, or not a granite chin, but a glass jaw.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that, but that was an issue people had with him. So yeah. I think that fight addresses it pretty well. It's a really cool fight to go out on. Obviously, I'm sure he wish he got the win, but
yeah,
it's a cool way to go out.
It was pretty much his, his last hoorah in the ring, and he let it all out. He left it in the ring, and that's what I think every fighter should do in their last fight to the best of their ability.
He got his nose broken.
Oh yeah.
He was like, the next day he posted a video like, you can't even tell. He's like looking at his nose and he's like, yeah, I mean it hurts. Oh yeah, it hurts, but you can't even tell.
Yeah, man, it was a tough one. He definitely got his nose broken fast. It was. And then on top of his nose being broken, is bleeding, and he wiped it all over Paulo Costa's face.
Dude, that was hilarious, and everybody's like, "What is he doing? Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Have y'all not seen Fight Club?"
Dude,
he's just pulling a Tyler Durden.
Yeah, that's probably where he got the idea from.
I guarantee you, it's from Fight Club.
He's
like, you gotta let us stay, Lou. Please let us keep the bar.
Knowing Luke Rockhold, he probably was like, "Dude, I'm pulling the Brad Pitt. Like, I'm gonna do it, man."
Shredded, like he was like alpha male right now.
The way you said that reminds me of Always Sunny, how they always talk about Brad Pitt. The whole cast, like everybody wants that Brad Pitt body.
Oh.
And so you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Whenever they're talking about the
peak male physique,
peak physique.
And so, but yeah, man, it was just a fun fight, and I think Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold gained a lot of respect from the fans. That they've been memes for like the past like fucking 3 years. Luke Rockhold has been.
I don't know if Paulo Costa gained any respect from that fight.
I don't know.
He made weight.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
He still became a meme.
He hasn't popped yet, so that's cool.
I don't know how he hasn't popped yet.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think he's on the juice, but
it's that secret juice.
It was just another fun fight, man, and it was just one of those things where it's like. They threw everything they had at each other, and I expected Luke to do a little better on the ground, but I think he was just too gassed to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
That altitude, we saw that. I feel like that was kind of the telltale sign. Like that was the story of the night is fighters are not prepared for the altitude over in Salt Lake City, Utah. Yeah. And
how do those Mormons do it?
Yeah, I don't know. They walk bikes. Everywhere. That's what it is. They ride bikes too.
It's crazy, man. They're out there.
Yeah, they're always on the go, dude. But yeah, I mean, besides that though, I mean that fight and onto the main event. Those were my two favorite fights of the night. I felt like the card was a little lackluster.
There were a lot of good fights on it. It's just paying paying near $80 for that
Yeah,
is not
I wasn't happy about it.
what people need to be doing.
Yeah. If anybody has the sneaky links, let me know what's up because I was not happy about paying 75 bucks for that.
I would never.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So yeah, don't do this is gonna be on social platforms. You can't talk. Well, you can't dry
yeah,
snitch,
so
man.
Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
Do you getting into it? We'll start this way. Do you think that Leon won the first round?
Yes.
I do too, and I don't think many people did.
I don't see how he didn't win the first round.
A lot of people I know were like, "Oh, I don't think he won a single round," and I was like, "I don't know, man. He looked real good in that first round. I think he could have won that second round too, but I think that's when Kamaru got a takedown. So were it not for that, and then which round was it where Leon got the takedown? Was that
First
the third?
round.
That was the first round.
Yeah, very first
when
round.
he got the trip.
Yeah, you got that really nice trip. First time we ever seen Kamaru Usman taken down.
Yep.
It wasn't the first time he was on his back in that fight, but yeah, man, it was crazy. I know that sounds kind of weird. Pause. Yeah, so it was I would do it. He got that takedown. I was so hyped. I was freaking out. Like I was at work inside the little work office we have at work, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "What's going on right now?" And he got his back, and I'm like yelling at my TV, I mean on my phone. I mean, I was like, "Choke that motherfucker out! Get his fucking
Yeah,
neck, dude!"
I really wanted him to get the choke. I thought that would have been freaking cool. But Kamaru was pretty good with his.
Yeah,
defense.
he showed good defense. He was still dry, still fresh.
And notice Leon Edwards got the body lock.
Yeah.
Telling you, the greats know.
Dude, there's a crescent
The greats
kick
know.
too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I think Jose Aldo threw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dude,
Or was it Luke Rockhold who threw it?
I think it might have been Luke.
I think it was Luke.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I bet you Zach is just having the time of his life right now.
All the techniques. I loved it.
And so, but yeah, man. So this pretty much the story of that fight was just after the first round, Kamaru was just winning every aspect of the fight. He knew he couldn't. He knew when it came down to striking that he couldn't stand with Leon, and yeah, so he just kept getting taken down. He kept getting put in the clinch. There was a couple of illegal moves from Kamaru. He grabbed the fence a couple times. The ref did nothing about it. But the second Leon grabbed the fence, getting up from a takedown, Herb Dean broke them up and made him sit down, which really pissed me off because it's like, why are you gonna? Where's the double standard? You know, I mean, why is there a double standard? I should say, with that, like if you're gonna hold Leon who accountable for that, then why are we holding Kamaru accountable for that? You know, and so in between each round, we saw Leon Edwards' corner just talking to him like don't let him bully you, you know, stuff like that, and it was just inspiring. Like I mean, you don't see motivational corners like that very much in MMA. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, they definitely said a lot more than "don't let him bully you."
Oh yeah, what's it called?
They were just very, I think, blunt.
Yeah,
and it wasn't one of those things where it's like they're trying to put a positive spin on anything. Yeah. They were telling him what he needed to hear, and what he needed to hear was, "Hey, you're not winning this fight.
Yeah,
so you have to go out there and take the fight. You cannot let him get away with it.
You can't let him bully you." But what's it called? He also said that, you know, the corner is also saying you got to make it dirty. You got to let your hands go.
They were screaming at him.
Yeah, they were cussing at him and everything, and it was just like sometimes you got to hear it. And that's the problem though, is like, you know, I feel like the bluntness that they had it should be more common in MMA. But last time we saw something like that was with Coach Jim West, and he got berated.
He got a lot of crap for it.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, these fighters sometimes need to hear this stuff. They need to know what's going on. Like, and you see Leon's face, kind of leading into the fifth round when I told him like you have to make it. You gotta let your hands go. You gotta let your hands go. And well, Leon's face, he just looked so defeated already. You know, he looked exhausted. He looked just mentally beat. He looked emotional as well, though. You know, knowing that everything he's been through is coming down to this, because he's been through a lot in his life. And so not even just in the past couple of years, just all the adversity that he's faced, and he's just letting it slip away. And Trevor Whitman, 2021 Coach of the Year, tells Kamaru leading into the fifth round, "Go out there and have fun, champ. Go out there and make it end this one on a high note." And then last minute of the fifth round, Leon fakes the left hand, goes up top with a high kick, and knocks him out cold.
Yeah, and you could tell that Kamaru was biting on that fake or on that left hand a lot. He was ducking that to the right really heavy, pretty much the whole fight.
Yeah.
That may have been something they noticed to begin with, but I know that that's something Leon practices all the time anyway.
So there actually is footage that came out yesterday that they were training that all week.
They were? Okay.
Yeah. And they were training it all week, and I think one of his coaches said he's dipping his head. Told him like in the corners like he's dipping his head.
Yeah, they said
the
it
kick.
like seconds before he did it. You can
Yeah.
hear them call out the kick.
Yeah.
So anybody saying it was luck, you're an idiot.
Yeah, no,
You're stupid.
No, they like there's literally footage of them training this like at the gym, like even the week leading into the fight. Like they were, I forgot where they were training out of, but it was far from luck. We all knew going into this fight that Leon was a superior striker, and he had the better hands. He has just all around. He has a really good Dutch kickboxing base, and we saw that, and he was able to get Kamaru to bite hard on the feint, and he went up with the left high kick and put him out cold. Talk about a feel-good moment, you know. I mean, it really was probably one of the best comeback performances we've seen in a title fight, I would say. I wouldn't call it a fluke at all, I wouldn't call it a fluke at all, though it was far from that.
Do you think it was up there with Anderson and Chael?
The
The first fight?
Yes, I would say so. And I think it just also just the amount of emotion that was shown after the
Dude,
kick.
Fabian almost freaking plowed through Leon
Yeah.
when he ran up to hug him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, he's a big dude, and he's running full speed.
His big little brother, yeah, he's huge,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, Fabian Edwards. I think he also just got signed to the UFC. He's a lot of fun to watch as well. He's a unit, dude. That dude's
Yeah.
a tank.
I
And
think he's middleweight, or is he light heavyweight?
I want to say middleweight.
I think he's middleweight, but
Yeah.
he's just freaking thick.
Yeah. But it was, yeah, man, just seeing, and then Leon Edwards, we got to finally see some personality out of him as well, though.
He finally gets to have fun because,
Yeah.
like, I feel like for the longest time, was he like on a 10-fight winning streak?
Yeah, leading into this fight, yeah.
And it's like the more fights he took, the more like precariously positioned that position or
Yeah.
being there gets, because like if you lose, you don't just lose like your place and have to like kind of correct yourself, correct course. Like you lose that 10-fight winning streak, you lose that whole argument you had on why you should have gotten the title shot.
Yeah.
You have to start all over because you know they would have made him start all over.
Yeah. And
You win 10 fights and they don't give you a title shot.
the most disrespected man in MMA. I've heard someone refer to him as that,
Yeah.
and I completely agree with it, though. I mean, who else has been through what he's been through and still treated like crap, you know? And I think also leading his last fight was against Nate Diaz, and leading into that though, like they like after that fight, like Nate told him was like let these motherfuckers know your worth. Like he told him like that. They said because they asked what Nate said to him, he's like, don't let them tell you what your worth is. You tell them. Because
That's
Nate,
freaking true, man.
Because Nate's been through that. You know, we've seen a lot of that. Him and the UFC have been at war since he's gotten signed to them because they hated his brother. And Joe Silva being the piece of crap he was, like just nonstop. I mean, Nate Diaz was making $20,000 a fight right before he fought Conor McGregor. He was never making money in the UFC. And so now Leon's at the top. I mean, what else can you do with that? Like,
Yeah.
you are you gonna not pay the guy? I think Leon Edwards would be more than happy to go back to Bama over and fight for the British MMA scene. He probably wouldn't even care. It's like, hey, they're gonna pay me whatever I want. I don't care, you know. But it was just, I don't know, man. It was just like that moment just gave me chills, though, you know.
Yeah.
And like when he went out there and he was like, when he said pound for pound, head kick dead, headshot dead. That's what he said, and I was like, this is phenomenal. you
Yeah,
know?
I'd like for him. What I would like to happen is there to not be an immediate rematch.
Yeah.
I would like for Leon to fight the winner of Hamzat or Nate. Hopefully it's Hamzat. You know, just because I don't think Nate should get a freaking
Yeah.
title shot. No offense, I guess. Not really, but and if Burns comes back and is doing anything, if he gets a title shot, that'd be cool. Whoever it is, I want him to get a couple title defenses and then retire.
Yeah, for sure.
I want him to retire on top. If he fights Kamaru again, I think I'd still go for Leon Edwards just because I'm a big fan, but I don't want Kamaru to lose to Leon again. because then I feel bad for him because I am a Kamaru Usman fan.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I would really like to see Leon go out on top, though.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus, if Kamaru doesn't beat Leon, then he never can be compared to GSP.
you would love that, wouldn't
And
you?
I would love that because GSP went back and beat anybody who beat him.
Yeah.
And one of the times he did it twice.
I think Kamaru has the work ethic to be that same person, though.
I do too, which
Yeah.
is why I want Leon to retire. No, I want Leon to retire on top because I like him. But it's just a little bonus
Yeah.
if he does.
Imagine if one thing I also said that was like Kamaru was 1 fight away from tying Anderson Silva's 16-fight win streak. Leon Edwards is 5 fights away from that, which is yes, it's a lot, but at the same time, it's like that's how good these guys are. You know, we saw the best in the division duke it out finally. Everyone talks about Colby Covington, but Colby can't beat Kamaru. We don't know if he can beat Leon. You know, I think there are some holes that Leon showed that night that Colby can capitalize on, but there's just a lot going on with that, you know, and I think, I don't know.
I'd like that to be Leon's first title defense, honestly. I
Colby?
think that'd be good.
It would make sense. I mean, who else is going to be? I mean, it was Colby and Kamaru at the top for so long, it feels like. And even after they fought the first time, it was still just them two. Everyone,
they need to clear out the top 5.
Yeah.
They need to do something about that. I don't know why Jorge Masvidal is still considered. Is he considered top 5 or did he get moved out?
I think he's top 6.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I was thinking he was 6. I could be wrong. I don't know. I haven't checked that in so long. But the fact that there are people who I'm sure consider him to be top 5, I think is ridiculous. If he is officially ranked top 5, I think that's ridiculous.
Dude,
Where's Bilal?
Yeah. Actually, that's why I was going to mention I respect Bilal for what he's doing is now he's in the top 5 is he's actually going to prove that he's in the top 5 with Sean Brady.
Yeah, he's fighting Sean Brady. I keep forgetting that fight got made.
Yeah.
I love both of those guys. That fight's probably going to be boring. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's probably going to be boring. And I think Bilal wins it because as good as Sean Brady is, I don't think he's ready to fight someone with that kind of experience yet.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready for that either because when it comes down to it, like the wrestling might be even. Let's just say it's even, but when it comes down to the striking, Bilal has better hands.
Yeah,
I think Bilal has more ways to win than Sean Brady does. You know, and
being the veteran out of the two, that just kind of encompasses all the different ways he could win.
Yeah, and so so with the title picture, it's kind of open, but it's kind of not. I mean, the only people who really make sense for the title right now is the winner of, like you said, Hazmat and Diaz, or which I don't think it's going to be Diaz. I think Diaz.
There's no reason he would get a title shot other than a handout.
Yeah, I mean it'd be fun though. Screw it, at least boost Leon Edwards a little more. I mean, it's kind of what they did with Kamaru and Jorge Masvidal, you know, and that's that's really what started to put Kamaru out there was people watched him knock out Jorge Masvidal and. He gained a lot of fans from it, and I think Leon Edwards is in a position to where it's like I would like to see him gain more of a fan base.
I would too. I just don't know how long he's gonna do it with the UFC. I'm curious what his contract looks like.
I hope it's a good one.
I mean, like in terms of how many fights he's got left.
Yeah.
And then now that he's champion, how many more could that add? Because I feel like they're not gonna let him go.
No.
They're going to keep him. So if he retires, I don't see him having enough money. And he's a smart dude. Like he's working for his family, not just himself.
Yeah.
So I don't see him retiring because he feels like he's good with money. He's going to retire when he feels he's done with the sport.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's anytime soon.
I hope not.
No,
I think if he gets disrespected a lot, like how Ngannou was, then I think he says, you know what, I'm done, you know. And that's the only way I see him walk away from the sport. But I know he wants to prove that he's a champion for a reason, you know. And I'm totally here for it.
Especially you put up with being treated that way for so long.
Yeah.
You're gonna make sure you get your money's worth out of it.
Yeah. I mean,
your time.
He's openly talked about because I think Harold Hawani asked him, was like, you haven't fought in a while, so what are we? He asked him, like, with when it comes to like finances, he's like, it's not really none of my business, but how are you able to still survive off of these past couple fights you had? Leon Edwards was like, I'm just really good with my money. He's like, I am very good with my money. So I'm like,
And he mentioned the ring rust in his post fight interview, or maybe in the press conference. But he said he was like, ring rust isn't a thing for me, and I think I just showed that. So anybody wants to question it,
yeah,
just look at the highlight. And I was like, yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think as far as the way that he handles fights, yeah, I think he could be a champion who fights once or twice a year,
yeah.
which kind of sucks, but the way the picture is, I kind of get it. So whoever he does fight, we'll see what happens.
I think Dana's kind of hinting at giving Kamaru an instant rematch, though.
I don't want that.
Yeah. He's kind of says I really want to make that rematch, and I just the reason why I don't care for it is because it's like, you know what, like let's kind of get a little more movement here. Rematches in the welterweight division aren't, well, just in any division really. It's just it doesn't always benefit everything.
That's all we've gotten for like the last freaking however many fights in the top welterweight picture. We get nothing but freaking rematches. All the same fighters calling for more and more rematches. It's insane. Colby and Kamaru, Bilal and Leon, Leon and Nate, Burns and Kamaru.
Kamaru and Jorge.
Kamaru and freaking everybody.
Yeah, that's one thing I think about too.
This
though,
was a rematch. The fight we're talking about, like, it's insane. Everything's a freaking rematch right now.
If you think about it, it's kind of crazy when you consider Kamaru's his resume as a champion. Is that like four of them are four of those fights have been rematches. Well, not four of them, but you get what I'm saying. Four.
Yeah,
of them have been,
and I mean, again though, same thing with GSP. A lot of his defenses were rematches up until he lapped the division.
Yeah.
Which Kamaru said he lapped the division. I don't agree with that. You didn't lap the division. You're still fighting the same guys.
Yeah.
But like GSP had a rematch against Koscheck, Hughes, Penn, Sarah. Like all of those weren't, in the title picture every single time. But well, I think actually they were, but they weren't all like title defenses. But he rematched them. I think that was it.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it kind of comes with the territory of being a dominant champion. So I understand it. It's just, do we need it with a new champion? Do we need rematches still? I don't want it.
We need a breath of fresh air with the rematches.
And then what are we gonna do if it's a draw? You gonna do what you did with Moreno and Figueiredo and just go, oh well.
Yeah.
We're just gonna pretend we gave it to Kamaru.
Yeah. Fucking dude. I don't know. I'm over it all.
But yeah, that was UFC 278.
Cool.
What else we got?
MVP Mike Perry fought.
Right. That came out to a Mike Perry decision.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people said that MVP didn't look bad. He looked all right. Mike Perry definitely won the fight.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw too many people arguing that, but I know that MVP had a knockdown that didn't get scored as a knockdown.
Oh yeah.
And apparently, if it had been scored a knockdown, that's what would have made people think he should have won that fight.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Boxing rules, man.
Yeah. And then
Poirier Chandler
is gonna it's in talks, and it's been made agreed to for UFC 282 in November at MSG, which I'm very excited for. That's gonna be a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Michael Chandler, but
I'm gonna be in Poirier's corner every time.
Yeah, I would love to see Poirier win, but I don't know. I feel like Chandler has more to offer in the sense of matches. He's still kind of a new face to the UFC. You really consider it. He's only had 4 fights in the organization. Dustin, we don't really know what Dustin wants to do. He talks about moving up. He talks about he doesn't love the fighting anymore.
Yeah.
And we just,
I don't know. I think something in Chandler makes people love fighting again.
Dude, yes.
Whatever it is, when people fight him, they seem to really like it.
I think he's such a nice guy. People just want to punch him. Honestly, like he's like people like Dustin say that he's like, I want to fight him because he's just fake. He's like, he's fucking fake. That's why I want to fight him. And I'm like, damn.
They need to fight in the cage before they fight on the streets because it's
almost did.
getting there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I think on the same card they're working for Fiziev and Gagey, and I feel like that's a really fun
That's
fight.
a very fun fight.
I don't think Gagey takes it though.
I don't either. And I think Fiziev just has more complexity with his stand-up.
Do you think Fiziev knocks him out though?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
To be it's I don't think it's crazy to say that. I think it's crazy to say it with that much confidence. But
Yeah.
I fully expected you to because I kind of think so as well.
Rafael Fiziev is the shit, dude. Like
It's Gagey.
Yeah, Gaethje is too. I'm a huge
He doesn't get
Gaethje
knocked
fan.
out.
What's that?
He doesn't get knocked out.
Not out
Choked
cold.
out maybe,
Yeah.
but you know.
He's never been knocked out cold,
No.
but yeah. He's what's it called? Crazy to see that. Notice that all of his losses came by stoppages.
This fight's tooth and nail, man. He don't play games.
Yeah. Also doesn't like jiu-jitsu. Doesn't
No.
like to train jiu-jitsu.
He's
at
a
all.
wrestler, that's why.
Yeah. He's like, they ain't gonna take me down. I'm D1 wrestler. Nobody can take me down. So. Then Usyk defeated Anthony Joshua this past weekend as
Yeah,
well.
and he's saying Joshua threw a freaking tantrum about it, but
After the fight, I heard about this.
Yeah. But Usyk is saying I don't want to. I'm not going to fight again unless it's against Fury.
Yeah.
And I really freaking hope so because Fury's. I don't think he's going to come back, but I feel like it wouldn't be hard to talk him into it.
I don't know why he doesn't stick around for that fight though.
It's a fun fight. It's the fight to make as well. Like
Anthony
it's the one
Joshua
guy
shit
that
the
you
bed when
hadn't
it came.
beat.
He never fought Anthony Joshua. Which sucks. But Anthony Joshua has proved to be. He's elite, but he's not. Top,
Yeah, I don't.
You know?
I don't really know what happened. He was like. I thought he was one of the best that there was, and he just keeps losing now.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I want to see Usyk and Fury. I know that much.
Yeah. Why not make it happen?
That looks like it'd be real freaking fun.
Book
People,
it,
people
Dana.
are still talking about Fury cheating against Wilder.
The glove thing.
Yeah, people still talk about that. I think that's crazy.
Yeah. I was just talking to somebody about this fight the other day, and I don't know, man. I don't think Fury cheated. I think he just is a big dude that can just be able to extend his hands and gloves. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat Wilder fair and square twice in a row. You know, it should have been 3 times, but they decided to call a draw on that first fight. But it's just I don't know. I like Tyson Fury. It sucks to see that he decided to retire. Have you seen Mike Tyson recently?
Mm-mm.
He's in a wheelchair.
Really?
Yeah, like he's walking with a cane and stuff, and he's been saying a lot of weird things lately, talking about like his time's coming and stuff like that. And
well, I know he's freaking eating shrooms and smoking weed like no one's business.
Yeah, he's
like he's real bad about it now.
Yeah. So
I blame Rogan.
Yeah, thanks Joe Rogan, Bro Jogan.
Bro,
But yeah, it's pretty sad to see that his pretty much like I just think the years of abuse he's done to his body is finally catching up to him. But yeah, he keeps saying that, you know, my time's coming. Like I know my days are numbered and stuff. I don't know. Maybe he saw something with his third eye. You know.
maybe it's all just a prank. Like when Willy Wonka came out with the cane.
I hope that's it.
Maybe he's doing that, and then he's going to agree to fight Jake Paul, and he's going to come out with a cane, and then he's going to like go and fall, but then do a front flip and be like, "No, I'm actually good to go, guys."
Just kidding. I'm
good to go, guys.
I'm gonna bite your fucking ear off. So.
But yeah. Anyway, UFC 278. Leon Edwards is your new welterweight champion. Let us know your thoughts. Follow us, idiots.
There you go.